Young Invincibles is a policy and advocacy organization that is kind of a unique model. We have a paid advocacy program where we pay young adults that are furthest from power and privilege. That can be anything like LGBTQ, it could be BIPOC youth, it could be former foster youth, it could be formerly incarcerated youth, folks who haven't been born into privilege. And we pay them now $16 an hour to go through our training program where we teach them how to advocate at the state capitol, at the local level, at the federal level if they're interested in that. And then we also do trainings on personal development, professional development, how to use their voice for change and help them to try to move the needle toward equity.
13 was when I first entered the foster care system, and then through there was kind of very much of a bumpy road. Finally decided that I wanted to do something different. I was done. I decided that I was wanting to get into higher education. I wanted to go to school. But of course, nobody I knew had ever gone to college or had even knew how to even start that process. After kind of looking at doing some of my own research into on their website and kind of some of the stuff that they were already supporting, is that I knew that this would be an organization that would put me in a position that I would be able to advocate for these people, and I would be able to do everything in my power to be able to give a voice to these other foster care students that historically have been silenced and felt like they're outcasts and that nobody cares.
I was born completely healthy. I was an extremely active child. I played almost every sport that was offered at schools. At 20, I got a rare disease called transverse myelitis, and I was paralyzed from my C5, which is the upper spine, all the way down. I spent about 7 months in the hospital, on and off, before they labeled me chronically disabled. It is a permanent disability. I found Young Invincibles on a Google search and applied, and then they came to a job fair at my college 3 days later. I was interested in being a teacher. I was looking at public outreach just for edification, to learn more about what's going on in the environment, and then I ended up liking the policy making and the testifying and everything with YI, and so now I'm changing my major into public law.
When I changed my major to public health, I started looking at different careers I could do in public health, and the biggest one I saw was policy work. So I was specifically looking for an internship that could help me get into healthcare policy. And so when I was looking through those, I saw Young Invincibles, and it was the perfect match. Decided to focus on access and health disparities because of my parents who are immigrants. They have never had access to healthcare, and that was really hard to see them deal with different issues that they couldn't get help for. I think anyone who asks my parents will say that I'm such an argumentative person about these issues I care about. But I think at some point I kind of gave up on them, and I felt like these issues were so much bigger than me, so how is it possible that I'm ever gonna make a change? Especially because I felt like no one wanted to listen to me, no one wanted to listen to someone who had immigrant parents, who is a woman, and who's 19. It didn't feel like anyone really cared. When I found this position and I started thinking about policy, it really reignited that passion I have for advocacy and for making my voice heard.
In college, I'd volunteered a lot in direct services. I'd volunteered at a clinic for sliding scale patients and also done some work at refugee resettlement agencies in case management. And it was all really direct services and super hands-on. I was seeing the same sort of systematic failures that people faced that made me feel pretty helpless in those positions. When I saw the opportunity to get involved in large-scale change, I was really excited about that, so that's how I got involved. I actually found Young Invincibles at the start of the pandemic, or sort of early on in the pandemic. I was looking for remote work because everything that I was planning on doing sort of fell through. I had never actually worked in policy or even really thought about policy before, but it seemed like a really exciting opportunity, so I applied for the Young Advocates program. YI has definitely opened my eyes a little to realize that there is a lot more that I can do.
I feel like in my time here, I've made a difference, and I've lifted up the voice of my community and what issues we face that I feel aren't heard. And I love that this position has pushed me to advocate but it has also opened up so many opportunities for me to do so.
Not very many people at all get the opportunity to have a supportive team that's gonna let you be able to speak your story and give your voice.
You get to grow as yourself and still have an impact.
Our voice really does matter, and our stories do matter.
If you're ever questioning whether or not your story matters, it always matters. No matter how small your details may seem, your story's yours, and you're the one that knows it best.
Since we last spoke, the Disability Task Force was signed into law. I have been hired at Common Cause, and I graduate tomorrow. I attended the bill signing. I got a personal shout out from the governor. I got a pen from him, one of the ones he used to actually sign the bill into law. It's actually my phone background now. It's just me getting a pen from him. YI has definitely boosted my ego. I'm very much confident reaching out to people now and being like, hey, this skill is really important, you should work on it. Or saying, hey, I have a skill set that would really amplify what you want to do. Let's talk. So much more confident now. Definitely go for YI. It'll teach you what a work environment should be. You'll feel like you have 1,000 friends with your bosses. You'll feel supported the entire way. 100%, always, always, always apply for advocacy, but definitely through YI.